Nowhere But Up, the story of Justin Bieber's mom. Pattie Mallette with A.J. Gregory. This is Nowhere But Up, the story of Justin Bieber's mom. Written by Pattie Mallette with A.J. Gregory. Copyright 2012 by Life Projects, LLC. Published by Revell, a division of Baker Publishing Group. This audio is copyright 2012 by Revell Audio. All rights reserved. The text is read by the author. Lyrics in Chapter 11 are from Waves of Grace, written by David Noble, copyright 1995, Lita Music, ASCAP. Administered by Justin Peters, Songs for the Planet, Inc., P.O. Box 40251, Nashville, Tennessee, 37204. International copyright secured. All rights reserved. Used by permission. All dates, place names, titles, and events in this account are factual. The names of certain characters and some details have been changed in order to protect the privacy of those involved.
Thank you for reading my story. Before you dive in, I'd like to share with you my heart and my vision for this book. It's about more than simply me telling about my life, because frankly, there are many parts of my story that I'd rather forget, and that I'm certainly not proud of. But there are also instances of amazing grace for which I'm supremely thankful. I decided to tell my story not only for my own healing from a difficult past, but also to bring healing and liberation to those of you who may have suffered in similar ways. A major key in my healing was finding my voice, the voice I never had as a little girl. By giving that little girl a voice, I hope to help others find theirs and find the courage to use it. My heart's desire is that my words bring others the hope that I have discovered in my own life. I write especially for those of you who know the pain of sexual abuse, as well as all those who have experienced abandonment, rejection, and fear. I write for those of you who believe you are damaged goods and who identify yourselves by the wounds of your past. I write to encourage you that there is hope, there is light, and there is a life worth living beyond the pains of the past. I write because I believe with my whole heart that you, just like me, can find your way to ultimate healing and freedom. I understand that being honest carries some risk. The world is full of critics. Sharing bits and pieces of my life, and particularly of truth that isn't very pretty and at times is hard to read, may lead to some questions about my intentions. My intentions with this book are not to accuse, vilify, or point fingers at anyone. I do not wish to share my story at the expense of hurting others. Believe me, I've made my share of mistakes, some of which I tell about in this book. I have wrestled long and hard with how to authentically write about the painful details of my life without casting a shadow on the people I love most. I ask that you read this book without throwing stones. We're all human, and we've all made mistakes. Most of us, however, don't have them aired out for the world to read. Understand that people change, as I have, and everyone deserves grace and a second chance. There are two sides to every story. This book is my side. I'd like to acknowledge my family and Jeremy for their understanding in how they, and especially some of their vulnerable moments, appear as part of this book. They are part of a bigger picture. Their experiences, too, can help others for a greater purpose. I honor them for their courage and commend them for their bravery as I recount some hurtful memories. You'll see that Jeremy and I had a particularly difficult relationship. We were both young and immature when we were together. And I especially want you to know that just as I have changed, Jeremy has too, and he is a different man than he once was. I'm proud of how far he has come as a man and as a father. Today, I consider him a friend. I'm grateful to all the family members and friends who are a part of my story. I love them with all my heart and am thankful beyond words. Chapter 1. I spent years wrestling with darkness and drowning in torment, and I've spent most of my adult life sifting through the tangled web of emotional wounds and the debris left by the darkness in my childhood. I've hobbled back to the early years of my life, painfully resting at the different events that shaped me through my childhood, and I've learned that sometimes you have to go through your past to get to your future. One night, I had a dream in which my job was to clean out every room in a gigantic house which was made up mostly of bedrooms. The bedrooms belonged to girls of different ages.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?